Hi everyone, welcome to the Indica Foods channel. I'm Leah and today we'll be making some delicious okra soup. So before we get into the video, I would like to take the opportunity to thank everyone for watching our video. Thank you so much for those that subscribed through last week. Please like, please subscribe, please comment, please follow and please share with other people. We really appreciate the privilege of your subscriptions, your likes, your comments, and everything. Now, let's start getting into the video to make our beautiful okra soup. So, to start with the okra soup, we will need some stewed chicken. This is the hard chicken. We will add this to a pot and turn on the fire, and then we will start with our basic ingredients. When you're making a native soup like okra soup, this is mainly in West Africa, Nigeria. So we will make sure that we spread out the meat and then add some hot pepper. That's the first ingredient that we'll be adding in, habanero pepper. Please be generous. I always like to start with, a lot of spice, and then because we keep adding ingredients, we build it up. So we'll also add some chicken bouillon. If you don't have chicken bouillon, you can just add salt. It does the same thing. And then this will be followed by some onion. Now on this channel, we're into building flavors. So we'll just cook this down so that it cooks down in its own steam. And then we will start the next process. So once it is cooked down in its steam, because we want to build the flavor, the flavor profile of our okra soup, we will just go ahead and give it a good mix. Make sure nothing burns. If there's very little water produced by the chicken itself, you can add just a small amount of water to make sure that the spices cook down, everything dissolves. Then the chicken also releases its chickeny flavor that we are looking for when we are making the okra soup. Now, that aside, we'll give it a good turn and then start preparing to add our next ingredients to start off the flavor building profile of the okra soup. So now that it has turned, I don't need to add any water in. I think it has produced its own water. I'm confident that it will not burn. So I'll just go ahead and introduce our next ingredient, which is going to be the goat meat. So one would ask, why didn't we just add all the meats together at once and, just pile them up in the pot? No, I like to build a flavor profile so each meat brings a unique flavor. So we'll now go ahead and add in the goat meat. You notice we've not added water because we are confident that the goat meat will also produce its own soup that will again build up the flavor profile of the chicken that we previously added. We'll go ahead and give it a generous turn so that it also coats in our three spices that we've added. Those are habanero pepper, bouillon powder or salt, and the onion. So we'll cover it to make sure that the steam does not escape, because that's the steam that produces the water that we highly desire for the flavor profile building. Now that we have removed the cover, you could see that there's water down, at least it has increased. So we'll give it a great turn and make sure nothing burns. Again, do not be shy at this point. If you check that the water is not enough, you can just add a drop of water. I don't need to add water, so I'll go ahead and add the goat tripe to again build the flavor profile, right? We could just have added this in at once, but no, we want to build the profile, so we keep adding one ingredient at a time. So we'll also go ahead and mix this well so that it also coats in the ingredients. We give it a great turn, and then we again go ahead and cover it once we've turned it well, so that again it produces that steam that produces that water that we need to build up the flavor. If it doesn't produce water, I insist again, please don't be shy. Just go ahead and add in just small water and let it cook down. But at this point, we do not need to add any water. So we'll just give it a great turn and then continue with our next process. Now, you could see that there's some water at the bottom. It's not much, but then it's doing exactly what we want, because we want to have a very strong flavor for the okra soup, so that it's just not a plain tasting okra soup. So we will just go ahead and let it simmer down, let it cook, and then I'm going to add water because I think I've built the flavor profile a lot. I'll just add water and let it boil. So we need the meat to soften. So I will go ahead and add a little bit more water because this is not enough. The stewed chicken really takes long to cook. So now that I've added about 2 cups of water, I'll let it boil down so that all the meat soften now that we've built up the flavor profile. So it took about 25 minutes for this meat to boil. So, and in the 25 minutes, it's the meat softened. I checked it out, it was very soft. So we achieved our objective. Now, as we check if the meat is soft, I would really like to thank you for watching our video up to this point. Thank you so much. For those who are coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, please like, please give us a thumbs up, please subscribe, and also please share. We really appreciate the privilege of your subscriptions. Now that we have tested that the meat is ready, I went ahead and added some cow leg. This cow leg was cooked earlier. So what happened is I just, washed it and then put it in a pot, added some ingredients. Again, the 3 ingredients that we added, the bouillon, the hot pepper, and then the onions, and then let it boil till soft. Now, because cow leg takes long to cook, I started this a few hours before we actually started making the soup. So we'll just add it in cooked and then build up the profile from there. So I'm adding some dry fish and some stockfish to again enhance further our profile because all the meat is ready. So we don't need to wait a few minutes before we add all these other ingredients. So we'll just let them boil. The fish was washed in hot water to avoid, sand or any other impurities that can affect our soup. So we'll just go ahead and give it a great mix, and then we'll continue adding in our next ingredients or preparing the next ingredients. Now that the base is ready, the next ingredients will be to prepare our okra. Now, okra comes in different varieties. So we bought the hybrid okra that's already cut from the supermarket. But if you buy the more traditional variety, it would look much different. These tend to be large. They are slimy, but not as slimy as the traditional varieties. So we'll just go ahead and roughly crush this in this hand blender, and then we will be ready for our next ingredients. Once again, thank you so much for watching our videos. Thank you so much for the privilege of your subscriptions. Please, if you've not subscribed or if you're coming across this YouTube channel for the first time, please like, please subscribe, and please comment. We really appreciate the privilege of your time. So we'll just go and roughly go ahead and crush this. I don't know, I'm having trouble with the blender, but then I'll just make sure I fix it, like just make sure the middle part is aligned, and whoops, there it goes, it works. So we'll go ahead and crush all the okra that we have, the 2 packets, because it's not as slimy as the traditional okra as I mentioned it. So we'll just add 2 packets to make sure that we at least get some level of slimeness that we are actually looking for. So now this is ready. So we'll go ahead and add this okra to our soup, since this is the only ingredient remaining. So we'll also go ahead and add some crayfish to this soup. What is Nigerian cooking without crayfish? I don't know how it would be. But then we added some crayfish, about 2 tablespoons of crayfish. We'll give it a good mix and then let it cook. Again, our soup at this point really tastes nice. So this is always the best of the Nigerian cooking, right? Most of the traditional soups are um, start this way, and then you would add different ingredients based on the type of soup you want to make. So now that the crayfish has dissolved well, we also go ahead and add some palm oil. I just added very little palm oil because, again, on this channel we're about trying to eat healthy the best that we can. We cannot dismantle all the recipes out there. We have to respect recipes, but a small amount of palm oil is good for okra soup. It gives it that flavor, but also gives it that beautiful color that okra soup has. And if you feel like you can handle a lot of palm oil, feel free to adjust this recipe and just add the quantities that you can consume. This is good for me. I'm happy with this, little palm oil. So we'll make sure that it cooks and boils, because I've had some people who complain about the smell of palm oil, mainly people who don't eat a lot of palm oil. So I let it boil for a few minutes. That smell always disappears magically. I don't know why, but it does disappear. So we will let it boil for a few minutes before we start adding our okra. So this is basically the base of our soup. It's ready actually at this point. So we'll just give it a good turn, make sure that the soup is enough. At this point, you can also test to make sure that all the ingredients and flavorings are to your expectation. I'm happy with this, so I'll not add any other ingredients for flavoring. So we'll just go and add okra. So if at this point, what you can do is also reduce the fire, because it's going to be slimy. You don't want it to start burning. So I just move the fire to medium heat and then just give it a good turn. Make sure that each okra is coated with our beautiful soup that we've been building the flavor. Just give it a great turn, and then we'll keep adding okra until we have finished all our okra, and then just let it boil. And basically, that would be the okra soup. So you know that the meat is ready when you see the bones move off the meat. As you can see in the pot, most of the bones have moved off from the meat. So that's really soft meat. So I'll go ahead and add the second batch of okra, since we did 2 packets, and then also give it a good mix so that it absorbs the soups and the flavors that we have been building up. And also just give it a great mix and let it boil for about 10 minutes, because okra is really a light vegetable, so you don't need to cook it for a very long time. So 5 to 8 minutes would be great. So I will give it a good turn. I will turn it well now, and then make sure that again each okra, each like layer of okra just absorbs the soup and the flavors. And then we'll just let it simmer. You can keep turning off the heat like to a much lower, level, because as you can see, it has now thickened. You can't even see the water. If you feel like it's too thick, you can also go ahead and add some water. I don't think this variety of okra is very thick, so I did not feel the need to add more water, so I'll just let it boil, but make sure that it does not burn at the bottom at this point. So once again, thank you so much for watching our video. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. We really appreciate it. Please like our video. Please comment. Let us know, is this how you make your okra? Would you use a hybrid variety to make your okra, or you're like, no, I just prefer the local varieties. I will not eat anything hybrid. Let us know in the comment section. Now the okra has been boiling for about 8 minutes. You can see the outcome. So this okra is actually ready for consumption. We'll just give it a good turn for you people to see how thick it is. It's thick, but not that very thick, because again, I explained to you it's the variety of okra that we are using, but in general, it is ready. So once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the privilege of your time. Please let us know in the comment section, did we use little palm oil, or is it a lot of palm oil? Is that the okra variety that you would use, or you're like, nah, I prefer the old, traditional, like, the non-hybrid okra varieties. So let us know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate the privilege of your time. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. So we'll just go ahead and start plating. We'll make some swallow, which is, this is made from potato, because we're trying to cut down the carbs. So this is the outcome of our okra soup. It tasted delicious. Let us know in the comment section, will you be trying this out? Which ingredients would you leave out? You're like, no, that's not for me. or that's too much, let us know in the comment section. We appreciate the privilege of your time. Thank you so much for watching. Please like our video, please subscribe, and please comment. We look forward to you becoming part of our Indica community, Indica Foods community. Please follow us on Facebook too, under the names of Choma, Jesus, Leah. You'll see our videos updates. We also have an Instagram account that's still under the name Choma Jesus Leah. And then we also have a TikTok account that's under Indica Foods. Please like, please subscribe, and please comment. We really appreciate the privilege of your time. Bye.